Welcome back, everybody, to another Two Tamers Talk. Basil's in the hot seat.
Yeah.
All right. What are we on, episode 57 now?
Oh, my God.
Climbing that ladder. Almost at 2,000 subs. We're just going to start that right out of the gate. So, we're just going to do another all call. Find some friends. We got like 20, 30, something like that to
Is
go.
that close?
Pretty close. Yeah, we're almost there, guys. So, hit that like button. Hit the notification bell so you know when all these are live.
Yeah.
All right. RB1.
We made it.
We did it. It's here. It's the set we've all been waiting for forever and ever and never. But
well, I guess we were supposed to get it sometime in the middle of BT11 format.
Oh, that's when Japan got it.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. No,
but we have it now.
We do have it now. And if you guys haven't checked out that video, we've unboxed a bunch of it. 4 boxes. I unboxed 4 boxes. So not a bunch. Not as much as we normally do. But stay tuned to the channel. Just a little sneaker. We have, if you can't tell by our little memory counters up here, we unboxed 6 of the adventure boxes.
Yes.
We opened those today.
You can see, well, you can't see, but
They're
above this case, there's one still open.
Yeah. So we cracked 6 of those and had some pretty interesting results. Got those memory boosts.
Yeah, one of each.
We've been waiting for. I know we still need to get some more.
We do need
kind of hard to find.
Yeah, they have the Target by my house got stocked with 3.
Yeah.
And so Rycrop, who we've seen on the channel, bought all 3, and none of them were green, and he didn't find any yellow, but we're working on it.
No, they're kind of a stinker of a product to find. And what I've been finding, and some of the local, because they're retail only.
Yes.
Essentially.
No
right?
LGS will have them.
But started to see some of the older gift boxes kind of make their way back onto the shelves. So I found
the Mastamon and the
I found some old adventure
Imperial
boxes,
Digimon.
even some of the old gift boxes from last year with the EX3 stuff in it. Or yeah, something like that. Had it was the starter decks. The
Ragnalor Jessamon.
Yeah,
those
ones.
With like Madoki alts and
Promo Agu and
Tsunorizumon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
True.
thing. So, and those have actually made their way into some LGSs too. Like some of the distributors had some extras. So if you start seeing those around, that's why. But still, the new adventure boxes are interesting. It's very hard to find.
Yeah.
As of right now, maybe in the next couple of weeks they'll populate more.
Yeah, we've got our top men on the case.
Yeah, Jordan
is our top man.
But what are your early thoughts on RB1?
I wasn't kind of like you. I wasn't really looking forward to the set at all, just because it's like, well, I bought Magna Angemons a while ago, and now they're $1, so that hurts a little bit. And Mimi and TK and Ty, it's very good that all these cards are reprinted because when the new shop opened for Wayward, we got a bunch of new players.
Yeah,
and they're like, I need structure deck Greymons, and it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you get 4 for $20, basically.
Yeah.
And now they're $1, which is great.
Yeah, it's good for the game.
But I was like, well, I'm going to build DR Bitmon, and I'm working on it. But I wasn't too excited about it. But then at the shop last week, or not last week, but Sunday, they opened a case, and everyone was building decks. And I was pretty surprised. I think the Jellymon deck is a lot stronger than people give it credit for. And I think, I told you, once the dust settles, I think that'll be the strongest Ghost game deck.
Yeah.
But there are 2 things surprising about the Gammamon strategy. The first is that it has an insane draw engine.
It does.
With the new egg and the new hero. So start of main, tuck a Gammamon under your Gammamon or something. And then the egg is draw 1, and then the Tamers gain 1, draw 1.
Yeah.
So I think the draw engine's really good. And then the other thing that surprised me about the deck is the entire line is Ceratopsian or Dragonkin.
That's what I messaged you about today.
And so they're
does that work?
Yeah, the people were playing Dobrikmon. And I think if you run the whole tribal thing, it's a little slow. And I think the most success people will have is using the Gammamon and the hero, and then maybe like the new hero or the old hero, the 2K memory setter, and then just using it as the new engine for the Dobrik list. And then you can just move away from the Guilmon Gigimon engine. But I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, there's some really interesting cards. I know you've played at the locals under this format. Tonight will be my first.
Yeah, tonight will be the real Ghost game test, I feel.
Yeah, to see how many people are playing those rabbits or gammas or jellies, you know.
One thing is for sure, DR Bitmon is the weakest, without question.
Out of all of them.
It is for
but
sure
it's the one
worst.
you're most interested in playing.
But it's green and it's piercing, and I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting to see some of those. I remember when the original, like Ruli and Hero, and because Hero made it into a lot of decks back then.
2K Memory Setter is good.
It was great. But the other ones just kind of didn't.
Well, Kyo.
Kyo did. Yeah,
people were
Kyo
playing
had
Kyo
a
Machine and Beelstar.
Yeah.
People were playing it with, what's the level 7 cost blue option?
The Caddis Breath.
No. There's another one.
Another one.
The one that strips everything from everything. Howling Crusher.
Howling Crusher, yeah.
People were playing that versus Black War Greymon and Beelstar.
You could also run Tidal Wave if you wanted to.
Yeah, or Tidal Wave.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. No, those two Tamers were actually pretty well used. Just not necessarily with their not with their Ruli. Not with their tribal stuff, but typically people found ways to put them in other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see how many people are interested in those three archetypes. There's also the new Numamon and stuff like that in
Hover Espimon.
I'm
toying around. I think there are a couple of cards that I think people are not paying attention to, and that's because they're black. And that is the regular Espimon is 2K on opponent's turn if a Tamer is in play.
Yeah, which is huge.
All of the 1K buffs on opponent's turn have been. First off, they have not been conditional, but they've only been 1K.
Yeah.
All the 2K has been left to the level 5 slot. So now I'm going to test out Espimon and Hover Espimon in Machine Dramon.
That could be
and
good.
then there's going to be some more cards with the starter deck, the black starter deck. And I think Machine Dramon gets a little bit of an upgrade coming here soon.
I think so too. I can't wait to see it. I'm probably going to just wait until you figure it out, and then I'll just build
True.
play with it because you got your thumb on the pulse of Machine Dramon lately. But speaking of locals, we did have some results after last week's, and I think Jeff called it because Jeff's not here. He's in Disneyland.
Yeah, Jeff's the everywhere man yet again.
Yet again.
But he said maybe I'll just win before I leave, and then he ended up going 4-0 last Wednesday.
With Blue Flare. Yeah, he took it. So he took that, and then our locals has two. There's two locals a week.
Yeah, there's one on Wednesday and one on Sunday.
And then my guy over here took Sundays.
I ended up winning Sunday,
Yeah, I'm with your...
The promo special.
The promo special.
The Black War Greymon OTK. Check it out. Pretty much exactly the list that you have on the channel, except for the structure deck Agumon I put for the BT8 Metal Gray.
Yeah.
Which ended up being pretty strong in the deck.
So a big shout out. If you want to see the deck lists, there's going to be a link to the Discord for Wayward in the description below. There is a Winners Podium channel there. If you want to go on, it always has the deck lists and whatever creative pictures of the winners you guys choose to take. So you guys can check out the winning deck list there from our locals. But yeah, we always have a good, like, I think even Sundays are up to like 16 to 18 people.
Yeah,
now.
there was 18 on Sunday, which before at the old shop it was usually about 6 or 7.
Yeah, but now it's up to 18.
Wednesdays were always the main day, but
Wednesdays
now it's
are 22 plus now usually.
Yeah, now both days get up to that 20 number, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Big tournaments. So that's the fun part about locals is it's you never know what you're going to run into.
It's true.
I ran into Jessmon last week. I went 3-1 and lost to Jessmon.
There you go.
Because haven't tested it.
It really is your own.
Yeah, it's an interesting group of cards or group of
players.
Interesting group of players, and just everyone kind of plays to their heart. You know,
yeah, it's
what
true.
they like to do and what decks they enjoy and what decks. Yeah. And I've noticed that when people have a success with decks, they stick with it for a little while.
And one of our newer players is like really getting into Bloom Lord. And I'm just like, let me show you my list. Yeah. And we just go back and forth. And it's cool because, a lot of people will play something, it comes out, and then the next format, and they'll play that. And you won't really see them pick it back up again. But some of the newer players are like, let me mess around with blue hybrids. And it's like, awesome.
Yeah, do it. Everyone should try everything. And a lot of the times, they'll squeak out some good wins because they'll bring something that no one's tested against.
Yeah, true.
They'll bring some I remember Dark Nightmon just ran over locals a couple times just because everyone's like, I don't know what that deck does.
How do I deal with this?
How do I deal with this deck that just keeps putting
I
bodies
know.
on
I'll delete it. Oh, oops.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. The RB1's kind of, I don't want to say in the rear view, but it's we're sights are forward to BT14.
Well, and the structure decks
And
as
the
well.
structure deck. Structure decks are first.
They're coming out, I think, this weekend.
Yeah, pre-release is this weekend for a lot of shops in the area. So I'm really excited to see those cards come out because I know Machine gets stronger. Black Wargrey gets stronger.
Go figure.
That's what people were calling for, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wanted more Black Wargrey in their
War
lives.
Greymon just didn't have enough support. We better
stop seeing it for a week.
Well, I don't even know if people stopped playing it.
No, there's still conditionally always at least 2 or 3 players playing it every week. Yeah, it's a strong deck. It's got the most support almost in the entire game.
It's the second most supported archetype in the game.
Second most. What was the first again?
Sukumon. Sukumon has the most cards of any card in the last few sets.
Especially moving forward, they just keep getting more and more.
I know.
Pieces, yeah.
It's the most supported archetype. Eventually, it'll be good.
It'll get there. So you got big plans this week? You gonna play some RB1 stuff, or are you just gonna tinker and toy with the rabbits?
I want my Dire Bitmon deck is in 2 different pieces. I should have the last of it put together, so I won't be playing it today at locals, but I will be playing it soon.
Yeah. It's
and I know you don't have any RB1 fantasies.
Other than I got foil Digimon Zeros and V Tamers. Yeah. No, I got some fun stuff. The Blinding Ray stuff, I think I'll probably put Kentorosman back together and have that as kind of a side deck to play. And I am interested in the machine changes coming up for sure. We got some more foil pieces. The funny thing is a lot of those are kind of too little too late, like the foil Megadramon, the blocker.
It's power crept
out. And like a lot of those pieces are cards that I would have loved to have back in BT11.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh well.
Alas.
Sights forward for me to BT14. Training cards. Hopefully they'll announce whenever we get that Diaboromon Ace because it's a promo, so who knows when we're going to get it.
I've heard rumblings of BT14 having 2 box toppers.
Well, one is the training cards.
Having one being the training cards and then one being that promo set.
Okay.
Which is the Zubamon, the Ragnalord rookie, the, like you said, the Diaboromon, and then the Dracomon for the Examon deck lets you warp into a Groundramon or a Breakdramon, and then the Galactimon level 5.
Oh, the Destromon. Yeah,
but I don't know how true that is.
Let's knock on wood, man. I want that promo Diaboro.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really strong, I think. And I mean, it's not meta defining by any means, but it lets you make a black Diaboromon deck consistently with the other promo, which would be really interesting to see if you could do all that without having the BT5 Diaboromon.
Yeah, it'll be hard to say. I still have a hard time evaluating the ace cards, so I'm just kind of waiting until we get them.
Yeah. Especially to see, do people add more removal in their deck? I'm curious to see how that pendulum swings.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be such a huge reward to remove those, for cheap, for almost nothing. So it's an interesting time to be alive as a Diabor, as a Digimon player. For sure. Yeah, I'm excited for regionals for sure because that's right around the corner. We're about a month out.
Yeah, we're into October now. So.
Yeah. We're no longer in that. Well, it's 2 months away. Just figure out what you're playing.
It is next month.
You better figure it out soon and test the crap out of whatever you're gonna play.
Yeah.
So, spoilers. We also have some deck profile videos coming. I reshot Ulforce because I have kind of been tinkering with that a lot.
Yes, it's been your main focus for sure. Yeah.
Security controls still kind of there, but that's also kind of in the rear view. It's fun, but testing it a lot, I realized.
Hard to make consistent.
It's hard to make consistent, and it is, I think, playing that for 9 rounds would be exhausting.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, so. And I want to either win or lose. I really don't want to tie. I'd rather lose than tie,
Sure.
Unless it's like the last round. But, we have some interesting reveals coming up. We have the new starter decks next month, like we kind of talked about a little bit. And you brought up the funny funny bit to me today about just how big that errata is that they announced. I guess we can
So,
jump into that right
yeah,
now.
like the purple deck, I'm not really interested in purple most of the time. Just because drawing and trashing, Eismon not dying, there's a lot of inconsistencies in purple that I don't find myself gravitating towards. I think it high rolls harder than a lot of colors.
Yeah.
But Melga is a deck that I am really interested in.
Yeah.
Because I played it a few times, but I didn't really have it put together. That wasn't one of the first decks I was interested in.
Yeah.
And by the time I had it for a few weeks, and then the Weregarurumon, the promo, got restricted.
Right.
And the deck can function without it. There is the EX1 Garurumon, which is Windage Evolving Draw 1, and it has, I don't even know if it has an inheritable, but it's not very noteworthy. But basically, we were waiting on a level 5 to replace it.
Yeah.
And this purple one was perfect.
Yeah.
It evolved on a Garurumon, so even though it's mono purple, you can still put it in the blue deck. Trash a card in your hand and unsuspend.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's exactly what the Melga strategy needed. It's obviously not as good as the promo, but the promo was too good to have at 4. But it's an errata, and it's pitch 1 to delete a level 4 or lower.
Who cares?
And its inheritable is delete a level 4 or lower.
Yeah.
Same. I think it's one attacking trigger. Pitch 1, delete a level 4.
It's like like when they were actually printing the card, they thought the top of the card was going to be like, if it was a dual color card, it would totally make sense for it to unsuspend and then for the inheritable to kill something.
Yes.
But it's mono purple, so it has to just
to do it twice.
Yeah.
Which is like it sucks because the Melga cards already dealt with level 4 lowers, so it didn't need that. It just needed more aggression, which the level 5 would have done. But now it just controls the board a little harder, which I don't think matters
as much. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting pre-release, I guess. I know you're planning on going to one.
Yeah, I'm going to play in one for sure.
As far as I know, Bandai didn't release like an official format for it, like they did with the Beelzemon Cup.
Yeah, the Beelzemon Cup was play a mono purple deck.
Yeah,
and so I don't know if they're like, if the store I'm going to is going to be like either play with a mono purple or a mono black deck, or if it's just locals and the structure deck is legal or whatever the case is.
The pricing is really interesting too, because it's buy 2 starter decks, get 1 pre-release pack.
Oh, is that how it is?
The official. I think that's the official pricing.
We're all fighting for that Zwart, that Omnimon winners cards with the silver background. The one that they just reprinted with awesome foiling.
Yeah.
And now it's like, get a winner's pack one that looks like crap. Or the Gabu X that has an alt art and is getting power crept in the X5. So
if you like tinfoil backgrounds,
these are the cards for you.
One of these days we'll have to find a way to put every tinfoil card in a deck and just have an entire deck
the
of that.
tin deck.
Yeah, it's Bandai's pricing is just all over the map.
Yeah, it's like really good, really good, really good, bad, really good.
They'll release like new regional stuff, and you're like, oh my god, this is fantastic. And then they're just like new pre-release, and you're like, oh come on,
Bandai.
You want people to come to these or not?
Yeah, for sure.
Those are going to be 5-cent cards.
Yes,
or maybe $2 since they're winner cards, but still, if they really want people to play in tournaments, just print good cards.
Yeah.
You don't even have to texture them. Just print something good. Print something usable. Like Zwart could be good again one day, and I know a lot of people have tried to put it in stuff, and when it's
people
cool.
Put it in Belfamon and then took it right out.
Yeah. I know Jeff tried it with the ace cards, and that was cool. It was a fun idea, but
lose 8
memory. Yeah. Big sad. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. We have had some new tournament results though.
Yeah,
we should get into those. One of them you played in, right?
Yeah, we can talk about the Ultimate Cup first.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to see one
blue.
color, it's all blue.
It is worth noting that there is 3 Mirage lists and 1 Blue Flare list with Mirage in it.
Yeah.
So Jesse first sent me these like Mirage won all 4 again, and I was like, wait, what?
Technically
they're playing Kiriha in Mirage. I was like, no, he's using Burst Mode as a top end to Blue Flare, which I think is interesting.
Yeah. Let's talk about the first deck first.
Sure,
place.
yeah, we'll talk about Mirage.
First place. So
Look,
what did you play?
I played Mirage.
You did.
I said I was going to play it. I played it at locals and went 1-4 or 1-3. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't. But then I was like, no, it's a good deck. You know, it's a good deck. Just play it.
Yeah.
And then I got crushed. I don't even want to talk about it. I did horrible. I dropped it round 3.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, this is. I mean, do you see anything that stands out about this?
One Hammer Spark, Madoki Betamon. I mean, we've talked about this deck.
Yeah.
Ad nauseum. Nothing really more to say.
Okay. Now we can go to the blue.
Yeah,
flare.
Let's talk about Blue Flare.
That's the fun one. Yeah.
Look at how interesting this deck is.
This is interesting.
The first is they did keep the Sorai.
Mm-hmm.
And that is interesting because it is good specifically in the Belphemon matchup.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good in that there are obviously some people still trying to make Shine Greymon work, which is good there, but mostly for the in this format for Belphemon.
Stopping those gizmos.
Yeah, stopping the giz. And if they play the sleep mode off of the gizmo rather than the Astamon, then they won't be able to swing that turn. So really, and then the Mirage. We've seen people playing Rosemon burst mode in the Bloomlord deck without Yoshino or Rosemon.
Yeah, just doing the hard cost.
Yeah, and evoing for 5. And then this is kind of the same way where they're just evoing for 5, and now you're into a level 7, which in Ultimate Cup is actually kind of tricky to deal with.
Well, it's good removal, and then you don't lose your burst mode. I mean, you still
you're a 15k that's going to swing and unsuspend at least once.
Yeah. And then
Couple more Mirage lists.
First one, less on the Madoki.
Yeah. One more Thomas.
Yeah, they did go up to 7.
Before they're playing Ice Wall. Good for them. And then the next one.
The next one's interesting because of the Tamer lineup. They actually kept the Nikolais.
This one add the Nikolai and the BT13 Mott Galgamon. So that one stops blocking. It can't be blocked or redirected, which is interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah.
So I think one of the decks that this can really struggle with is Black War Greymon, specifically Black War Greymon X. So that is one way around that, which is nice. But other than that, it's Mirage, guys. Yeah, it's really good in Ultimate Cup.
Down to 2 blue boosts and also 2 kill spells, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, 2 full moons.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, let's get to regionals.
Yeah, that's where we need to be.
This is a European regional.
Yeah, this was in Europe. It was online.
Our next regionals for the U.S. I think is like the weekend of the 14th, 15th, or something like that.
Yes. There's online regionals are coming to North America pretty soon.
So first list,
Shine 1.
Shine.
Very good. This list is actually pretty interesting. They're up to 14 rookies. Yellow base with the Kudamon, but then sticking with a couple Agu X's. So it's pretty interesting. They're opting away from, they have no memory boosts, no red, no yellow, no reinforcing, no nothing. So they're opting for turn 1 double rookie. Yeah. You know? And so I think it's really good if you have Kudamon and BT12 Agu. A little bit worse if you have Agu X because it doesn't search that Marcus. But this deck is pretty much all in on Digimon.
It's gas.
8 Marcuses and then
Digimon
2
gas
spells. Yeah.
Really
strong. Cool.
And then sad for me to see this. I was hoping Hunters would be gone.
This guy hates Hunters.
I don't hate Hunters. I hate
Quartzmon.
I hate Quartzmon. That is as an All Force player, that card I just want to fade away into the darkness and never come back.
Yeah, the Hunters deck is still very strong.
It is.
This list is pretty interesting. They went down to 3 Drachmon and then 1 Pencil. It's pretty interesting. I wonder why. I can't quite figure it out because Floodgates, the only Floodgate that's really a problem for this deck is Syakumon and Cutemon, the Digivolve reduction Floodgates.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think people don't play those hardly at all. But one way to deal with that, because your play cost reduction is really only the Digicross, the rookies.
Yeah.
When you want to go into an Arrestadramon to give it rush. But throwing in the Calling makes me happy. I think that's smart. And then a couple Quartzmons with no Astamons
and no Merva package.
and no Merva package.
I don't know, I've seen this played at our locals with the Merva package
wow.
with a bunch of memory boosts and stuff.
Dang.
I've seen a lot of versions of Hunters, for sure. Yeah.
But this one is going into Quartzmon always for 9. So it's pretty... I wonder how many times they go into Quartzmon for 9 and it works out for them. Clearly it must have because they got second.
Yeah. All right, skipping over. Let's get past that one. All right, Royal Knights. This list was really interesting to me.
Yeah.
I was really intrigued by this because look at all these old cards they got in there.
Yeah. One, old cards. Wait, what?
Well, Holy Flame and Matt.
Holy Flame, true. Yeah, the Matt. Yeah. That's true.
I mean, they got some OG. They got one OG Royal Knight, right? They got just the OG Craniumon,
OG Craniumon,
and then the Examon,
EX3 Examon, and the BT13 Examon is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But the thing that I wanted to talk about is something that this is a deck that I've been playing with on and off. I'm not. It's matchups that are good are really good, and it's matchups that are bad are really bad. But one thing I was really interested in is the Kentorosmon with some more yellow cards.
Yeah.
So you can... Kentorosmon's a 13 play cost, so it's one of those ones that's a little awkward because on turn 2, you're going to probably end up giving your opponent somewhere in the range of 6 to 7 memory.
Yeah.
But if your 6 to 7 memory is either put a Marcus on top or put a Lonk or a Holy Flame on top, that's pretty threatening.
It is, yeah.
So that's something I've actually been playing around with in the list that I have. But other than that, down to 3 Omekamon, that's another card that's pretty interesting.
Well, we've been talking about that.
You want to see it.
And you want it
it's
to
one
die.
Of your, it's one of your best turn ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is hatch your 2 eggs and then play Omekamon.
I think it's only second to the Magnamon. Probably.
Yeah, Magnamon is your best turn 1.
Yeah.
But Sistermon CL is interesting because it's 4 to play to search, which is nice, but it doesn't accelerate your stack in any way.
No, you're
pretty much... I've noticed is pretty bad in this deck. You want to, like, even if you're giving your opponent 6 or 7 memory, if it gets something under your Yggdrasil, it's almost always worth it.
Yeah. Because
if you can get it to where you're playing 13 play cost Digimon for free, then your win rate goes up by a lot.
Absolutely.
So
they're just doubling down on that reboot. That seems like
I think they're trying to get the Sistermon probably in the trash and then play it off the Genkumon. But I think it's pretty interesting.
It is, and we were talking about, like, is that 1-2 cost Matt really that good?
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially for the mirror, I would think. That and the Holy Flame are essentially for the mirror, I would think.
Yeah, I
mean, Holy Flame also for shine, obviously.
Sure.
But yeah, really interesting to see that little tech in there. I mean, that's obviously something this player must have just fell in love with. I mean, that's a comfort choice pick all day long. So, no, this is an awesome list.
Yeah.
And then one more Royal Knights deck.
Again.
But this one is errated.
There's an errata.
There's an errata for the deck.
They didn't
list.
play 4 Xmons.
If you add all these cards up, it's 53 cards. And if you look on the comments of the original post from Digimon, the pilot of this deck was like, that's not my deck.
I didn't play 4 Xmons.
No, it's only 3. So when you look at this, just visually take that 4 down to a 1.
Yeah. Only things worth noting that are different. They changed 1 Holy Flame to 2 Lonks, which I think is cool. They're playing Crimson Blaze.
I think that's really
strong. I think is specifically for, your green matchup or your purple matchup.
And
as well as the mirror.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting because I was a Royal Knights player I was talking to. I think Alphamon is really strong because it delays the Omnimon turn by 1.
Yeah.
Because all of these cost 10 or more.
Yeah.
But Crimson Blaze as another way to stop that is also pretty interesting. Yeah. But other than that, they're playing the one of the BT12 Gallantmon, the raid trashes security. It's one of the best purge targets, so I get that.
It's good.
Yeah, but other than that, not too
good list.
Much to say.
Still 3 Omechas and 2 CLs. So that must just seems like that's
these two. I would have to guess were in coots.
Oh, you think so?
I do think so.
Okay. Well, yeah, we have some more fun stuff coming. You said you're building rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
I got. I think I'm putting Taurus back together. That seemed like a fun deck to play.
Nice.
Took it apart to put Lord Knight together.
Yeah, of
we
course.
share so many pieces, but yeah, we just can't seem to get those other Royal Knights decks figured out. I haven't had time to build a Dynasmon deck.
Everyone at our locals knows how I feel about Gallantmon.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Ryan has been messing around with taking Leopardmon and taking Digimon and doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But I tried Leopardmon. I didn't fall in love with the strategy, and I think our Royal Knight saga is just about coming to a close.
Yeah. I mean, I think just with regionals coming up, I think that kind of just taking priority over everything.
We're back on.
We still got some more deck
decks.
profiles coming for you guys. Don't worry.
True.
But yeah, we've just been grinding. I think
True.
that's kind of online, in person, been doing whatever we can. I know some people have reached out to me about testing this weekend because they're going to get the Greymon pieces. And it's like, and I want to see how strong that deck gets. I really want to see if it is going to be as menacing
Black
as I
War
thought.
Greymon gets a black egg that's playable.
Yeah.
So that'll be tricky.
Yeah. What do you think for Ultimate Cups? Do we have any more? I think we're done for the
Ultimate
year, right?
Cup season is just about over. I know that there are some more in December.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's full on into regionals.
So the format for Ultimate Cup is done, right?
Yes.
As it goes year by year,
it'll be BT 14 by then, I believe.
Yeah. But as far as monocolor, I think that
it's
they're
still
done at the end of the year. I think
we hope
we're
done.
Yeah. I know you played in a bunch of them, and you're just like, are you done with monocolor?
I've had one good result in monocolor Ultimate Cups.
Yeah.
And my favorite decks are all restricted.
Yeah.
Boom Lord, every card in the deck is restricted. Machine Dramon, Analog Man is restricted, and then all of my other favorite decks are Rainbow.
Yeah.
So
what are you gonna do? Come on, Bandai, give us a new questionnaire for
give
a
us
format.
a new format.
Yeah.
Even if it's multicolor, like let us play with Cerberusmon werewolf mode.
Well,
or something. I don't know.
Before they
give me 3 Hydramons.
Before they established this format, there was a questionnaire.
And is that right?
Yeah. There was. It went out, and you could fill it out. Go online and fill it out, and say there was a whole bunch of different. Like there was a list of like different ways to play. Whether it was, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. So. For whatever reason, they picked monocolor for like this entire year, and I think people are pretty burnt on it.
It's lasted a while, and you can tell by this Ultimate Cup had 300 entrants. They cap at 512.
Oh, it didn't even fill up.
The regional that's this weekend is capped at 512.
Yeah, and
it has been forever.
Yeah,
and I think regionals cap a lot quicker because people want to play Hunters and Royal Knights and Crossheart and Examon and whatever Mastemon.
They want to put a Blitz Omni in their deck.
They want to put Blitz Omni in their deck, and they don't want to play the Reaper. You know what I mean? So pretty interesting.
It's going to be interesting. I know our regionals that we're going to in person sold out too, right?
Yeah, that capped.
Yeah,
that
it did finally cap.
Fast.
Yeah. Well, the in persons usually take a little bit longer.
I don't know. I think it capped pretty quick.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think people wanted to play in Pasadena.
In Pasadena,
I think we'll be some of the only PNW representatives. I think it'll be a lot of Californians.
I think so too. I think anyone from kind of even maybe, I don't know,
some Arizonans,
people that don't have to fly 8-9 hours. I don't think that's going to be a huge destination. But some people just like to play in person.
See.
There is that competitive itch for a lot of people that just don't want to play on webcams, whether because they don't want to deal with cheaters or they don't want to sit down for that long or take that much time out of their day. I personally can't sit down for that long because I got family and kids that are going to drive me nuts. But if I make an event out of it, and actually leave, then let's go meet some like-minded people and hang out and
play some Digimon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just the whole trip in general. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a blast.
Yeah, we'll be down there Saturday, Sunday, and come back Monday.
Yeah.
So we'll be down there and be able to meet people.
Sign some autographs.
Well, I am going to take the rest of like the hats and shirts and stuff I have and give them away if people want them. So come find us if you want some stuff.
As far as Ultimate Cups go, I think they're done. But I do want to shout out really quick, Justin from our locals played and got top 20-ish, somewhere in the 20 range, playing Purple Mervamon.
Oh,
The deck that's pretty much on the channel. The only changes are we went down on the rookies and went up on the Mimis and added a Porcupamon for Floodgates.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty much the exact same list.
Yeah,
and he ended up running everyone down.
What did he go, 7-2?
He went 6-2.
6-2, yeah.
Yeah, X2. Shout outs to Justin.
For sure. Another dominating player at our locals. It's always scary to get paired against, for sure.
I beat him every time.
Yeah, well, you guys build the decks together.
That's true. We're the same person, effectively.
There you go. Well, we have locals coming up here in just shy of a couple hours. You know what you're playing tonight?
I got a couple of things on my mind. I haven't taken Royal Knights to a tournament yet, so I might bust that out. I'm always thinking about Machine Dramon, but I kind of also want to play Cross Art now that I have Foil Blinding Rays. That kind of made me want to do that, but I feel like it'd be pretty lame to play Cross Art versus Dire Bitmon. That doesn't sound very easy for the opponent.
That's true.
But anyway, what about you? Old Force, obviously.
Yeah. I gotta test those new changes I made. I really do like them, and I think that I just don't think any of the new cards have answers for being bounced.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that they're kind of
they're in trouble.
They're in trouble. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe not. There's probably something I haven't read in the Jellymon cards or the Angoramon stuff that's going to be like, oh, yeah, you just lose.
Oh, yeah, when you bounce, you actually trash all 5 securities.
And you don't unsuspend. I'm like, cool. Or people
they might play Quartzmon
in rabbits.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me. Then I just
lose
scoop.
Instantly.
Yeah. But that'll be my fate. I'll take it. So let's jump into cards of the week, because I know you got a fun one. Am I going first?
Yeah, you why don't you start us off?
I'm gonna go first with a card that is ridiculously overpriced. We looked it up today. At least the event pack version of it. This is a card that I put in, and I don't want to say kind of an eye roll, but it is gimmicky. I put it into Ulforce. But I've been retooling Ulforce to go really OTK heavy and one body swing as many times as it possibly can. And to do that, you have to survive. So my card of the week is the high speed plugin.
Yes.
Because in this format,
or blue plugin as it's known.
Blue plugin is a different card or blue card or whatever it's called.
Yeah. It is the blue plugin.
It is the blue plugin. Yes. But the issues I was running into with Ulforce is not that it dies, but that it evades a million times.
So it loses those swings.
It loses a swing every time it evades. It wastes arena, essentially. And we were talking about just kind of this format, like what's a hard matchup? Well, Royal Knights, I'm staring at the cards right now. They're all 12, 13, 14, 15K. You're hitting these big DP numbers. And the same thing happens in Shine, because people run burst modes, they run ruin modes, they run just the Shine Grays themselves. Everything's 12, 13, 14, 15. So you're running Belphemons, you're running into big 15K bodies in security all the time. Kill spells are a little less prevalent, but if I have to evade one or two of those, I think I can still eke out the win.
Yeah.
But if I hit 3 14K bodies in a row, it sucks, because it takes 2 swings to get through every one card, you know? So high speed plugin is just, it's been great, for 2, when I'm ready to essentially try and win the game, or at least clear their board and their security and leave them with like a big nothing burger on the field. Being able to bypass their blockers.
Yes.
And all of their big bodies and security for 2 memory, which Ulforce, when it goes, it gains me 6 or 7 memory easy. So it's done wonders. It got me past another tough matchup, which is Wargrey.
With those ties.
Specifically with the ties that just keep making everything blockers every turn. I don't have to worry about that. And I don't have to worry about their Wargrey's insecurity. I don't got to worry about... It actually frees me up to use the ties to draw me cards instead of give me DP, which also helps. It's great. I mean, it's a one-of in the deck, but also out of security, it draws a card and goes to your hand.
Yeah, the plugins in security are nasty.
It's insane. It does everything that I want it to do. I wish I could play 2 of it, but I feel like I see a lot of cards in my deck because I draw so much, so I do draw into it quite a bit. But it's been surprisingly good to a point where it's not a flex spot anymore. I think it stays. This format, it stays.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I've got an oldie buddy goodie.
Okay. Those are my favorite.
It's BT8 Metal Gray. I talked about it. We put it back in the promo Black War Gray deck.
Digivolve, pop, swing at anything.
It's I think the only card that I have that is in 3 of my decks. It's in Machine Dramon as a 2 of. It's in War Gray Toolbox as a 2 of, and it's in the promo OTK as a 1 of.
Yeah.
It's one of those cards that like the Digivolving effect is amazing, the Inherited is amazing, and I'll talk about. I played the promo Black War Gray deck at Sunday's regional, so I'll talk about it in that instance.
The alt art is also amazing.
The alt art is amazing, and we're getting another one.
I know.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, so here's the. If you haven't seen the promo Black War Gray deck, pause the video, go watch it, and then come back. Okay, you've all seen the deck now. The scenario was I promoted an Agumon, and then I did BT5 Greymon X, swung. At that point, I draw a card from the Koromon, and I'm swinging for 9K. Oh, it lived. Okay, 9K, perfect. Then I put BT8 Metal Gray on top of it, de-digivolved their Galgamon that played a Thomas, and deleted their Galmon. They then stayed in the raising, and then evoed pass. It's my turn at 1, and I was like, damn, I have a level 5 on board. I went straight into the promo Black War Greymon, Lightning Jousted, and he only had 4 security. Swing, Digiburst, swing, Digiburst, swing.
Swing for
game ended my 3rd turn.
Wild.
And so that card, we put it in. The big problem with that deck is that Chimeramon is not searchable. So BT8 Metal Gray is your proxy for Chimeramon in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
And it's great in Machine. It's great in War Gray. It's one of those cards that I know I've said this before and been wrong, but I think it's pretty future-proofed.
Yeah.
I think it'll be really hard to power creep that card. And I think it's going to be in lists for a long, long time.
Yep. I agree. I think that was probably my card of the week back when I was playing Machine. I think I did that one of the weeks because it is so oppressing and it is so strong. It just makes your opponent really question.
Like, damn, I leave the raising area, they're just going to kill me even if I don't swing.
Well, especially with Machine having the Metal Tyranno too in that stack.
Trash one.
Trash
and
scary.
I'm swinging at 14K and then I'm going to reboot block. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just go next game.
You got all the techs. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm excited. That's a great card of the week for sure. And I'm excited to see what happens tonight at locals. Can't wait to see who ekes out the win. I'm gonna try my damnedest, but we'll see what happens. You never know.
Without that Jeff character to run us down on Blue Flame.
Yeah, he'll be back next week, I'm sure. So, all right, guys. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this week. We're gonna test and head to locals and do all the fun Digimon things that Digimon players do.
Woo!
So, we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Get us to 2,000.
We're almost there.
And check out the new deck profile videos. And if you guys haven't watched the gameplay videos, they're a lot of fun. Go back, tear us up over the misplays. It'll be fun.
We misplay a couple times. Whatever.
It's what we do. No shiny bells and whistles here. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.